What is up, guys? This is Sam from SanRanks, and today we are going to be ranking top 10 most strictly breakfast meals. Now, what do I mean by most strictly breakfast meal? This is a great question, and unlike most great questions, this one has a great answer. The answer is, how much is this meal only had for breakfast? Like, how inconceivable it would be to have at some point other than breakfast, mainly lunch and dinner, because I'm only counting meals. So like, if you have something for breakfast and later you have it but you can also have it later as a snack, that doesn't count. Also, breakfast is different everywhere in the world, so for the purposes of this video, we're going to be using the standardized American breakfast tradition, or the SABT for short. Now lastly, there's the issue of what to do about brunch. Because there's so much overlap between the two foods, it's best for us to not discount something as breakfast food if it's eaten during brunch, but also if something is more brunch than breakfast, then it's not quite as breakfast. So like, most of the items on this list can be had for brunch, but that's not going to demerit their value. However, something like quiche, which might be said to be more brunch than breakfast, wouldn't count as very high on the strictly breakfast meal. Let's get ranking. At number 11, we have the poached egg. Now, the poached egg is similar to a boiled egg, except it is cooked in the water without the shell on. It's tricky to make, and tricky to make well, but I really just don't support poaching, so for this reason, we haven't brought it onto the set today, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. It's pretty breakfasty food, but there's just so many more breakfasty foods. Breakfast is probably has the most endemic foods. Coming in at number 10, we have cereal. Now, cereal is a beloved classic. However, sometimes you eat it for dinner too. And actually, cereal is one of the few foods that can blur the line into and create a meal between lunch and dinner validly. But I'm not counting that because we don't need to get into all of those minor details. And of course, cereal is nothing without its beloved counterpart, milk, and the spoon. As you might remember, the 6th most practical eating utensil. At number 9, we have any fried egg. Because at the end of the day, I can't separate each individual kind of fried egg. That would just take too much space in the list. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you eat. It looks a little odd with the salsa, but it actually tastes pretty good. You know, this one looks exactly like a chicken. Look at this. At number 8, we have pastries. This is a bit of a small chunk of some apple bread. It's pretty good. But yeah, it happens sometimes you have like a pastry maybe for lunch or for dinner. But like, it's not really what you would like. You know, a lot of people like every day have just like some kind of bread or like a pastry like thing for breakfast. Coming in at number 7, we have French toast. French toast is very breakfasty, but the thing is, sometimes it is eaten for lunch. And for example, in a lot of elementary schools, they give out like French toast sticks for lunch. I don't know. The thing is, on this list, you have to be. I mean, it's not a low bar on this list. So still great job to French toast. At number 6, we have pancakes. some trouble to make. Actually, there were a lot of different issues. However, as much as pancakes are breakfast foods, a lot of people have them for supper too. It's not unusual. Waffles. At number 5. They can't really be ranked any higher. They're a very typical breakfast meal, and you don't see it for the most part in any other meal, the one exception being chicken and waffles, which is what brings it down a little bit on the list. For number 4, we have scrambled eggs. I've got some egg and cheese right here. It's pretty good. Now, scrambled eggs are they're eaten in other meals, but yeah, vast majority of the time during breakfast. But hey, it's number 4. We're starting to get to the part where it's competitive. Which leads us to number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have nothing. You never really see someone going out of their way to have nothing for lunch or dinner. It's usually just something that sometimes happens, but a lot of times people actively don't eat breakfast. They don't think it's important. So there are many people that eat nothing for breakfast. Although easy to make, I don't really love nothing for breakfast. I kind of like it more as an in-between meal kind of snack. But yeah, I guess some people like it for breakfast. It's going to be cream of wheat for number 2. I don't have it, but that actually proves a great point. Maybe because it's so bland, people hardly go out of their way to have it for breakfast, let alone lunch or dinner. At number 1, we have coffee and cigarettes. Cigarettes you can make from scratch, or you can also buy the pre-packaged version. Though this combination is quite common to find outside of breakfast, breakfast is the only meal it can really replace. Like the toaster waffle, this needs to be heated up, so let's get right to it. Well, that concludes this episode of SanRanks. If you were following along like me, you got to eat a lot of good food. Have a lot of great breakfasts. Also, feel free to share anything you changed about the list if you want me to tell you how you're wrong. And if you're really bold, once again, leave a suggestion for something I should rank in the future, or that you think I should anyways.